Hello and welcome back. I'm People Joe and this is Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Today is a relatively tough episode because it is mostly waiting unless you try to optimize your construction zones. This is something I try to do pretty much every season. There's always this part where like, oh, I really want to get this done and I want to really want to get this done, but there's always a starting zone, starting area, starting time where you just can't get as much done as you would like to get done. Also, why do you guys have this many bricks loaded? Probably because I stopped some construction somewhere and now you're like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, I'll get to it. There we go, they're driving somewhere, cool. What should we do? Well, what we should do is not have lines that are this long for all of our construction offices. So the first thing, I want to get them out there and actually get something dropped off. The first thing that I will tell you is this tool. Construction office assign tool is amazing. Super amazing. Click on it. Does this. Currently it's empty because I haven't assigned anything. Nothing at all. So we're just going to drag this over here while assign construction office is selected. And now we have our general construction crew. There's another construction office here. Click, assign that. Anything else? We have eventually one here, and this is also a construction office. Anyone in here? Yes, 2 excavators. Cool. We're just going to start with them because things have to happen at some point, right? Right. Good. Cool. Well, with that in mind, what should you do? All of these construction offices need to have the same rules. No more auto search. Sorry. Cancel all assignments, and then I want to try something. Oh, I can't click on this. I was hoping I could copy the no assignments, but that's not how it works. So we're just going to get rid of all the construction office assignments because there's too much. When there's too much going on in your construction offices, nothing gets done. The offices will eventually get everything done. Yes, 100%. But there are better ways to do anything with these friends. So that's what I want to try out here. It's more one of those things of if you try to do everything well all the time, nothing's ever going to get done well. But if you focus on the right things, you can actually get a couple things done here and there. The first thing I would like to focus on is this piece of road construction. May as well be this piece of road construction because why not? While they're working on that, we may notice that the little bit of rain that just came through there actually has a huge impact on the travel speed of our vehicles. I think it goes down all the way to 8 miles per hour, kilometers per hour, 8, speed 8. It doesn't matter what the ratio is because this is all by scale. It's just a number, okay? It's fine. So I would like to make that better. How are we going to make that better? Well, we have to focus. We have to focus some efforts here. And the first thing that I would like to do is add some more construction offices. I know we're building one nearby, all the way out here, but that's not really all that's there. So I would like to add another construction zone right here. I'm going to press T, RR to rotate you. So that's still a good enough place for what I want. No, actually, I wanted the buildings to point the other way, but this is fine too. So let's just plop you down here. We have a couple excavators that are able to help us out with flattening this, which is wonderful. And then we're just going to assign a piece of road and get this one built. Construction office I have on hotkey 9 up here. You should totally use that. And then we're just going to assign our first friend. And hopefully it will get done relatively quickly. Cool. That one's done. I know that one extra construction office is not going to be enough. I do also know that the construction offices, I think the 16 is the most cost effective if we look at all the numbers, but I wanted one big one and a smaller one. And we are going to fill this up with mostly dump trucks, some cement trucks, and then this one will be more for open hulls and covered hulls. And I think what I want to do with this one once it's built, which actually we're going to assign this one. Should we assign this one? No, not right now. No, not right now. We're going to assign that one too down the road, but that will be mostly mechanism, which will include a couple more cranes. Cool. So while our construction crews are doing this, I will tell you, this is the phase where you can either wait and watch all the vehicles do all their things really, really nicely, or you have the choice to press Control 1. Control 1 will break your game if you have residents. Do not use it if you have a large republic, even if you have a small republic. Once you have any number of workers in your republic, do not use this. It will break it. The simulation will break. Don't do it. But at the very beginning, if you don't have any workers, it's okay. So let's run through this relatively fast so we can go to the next phase. I have already identified a problem that I can easily solve. We currently have one bus running around, bringing some people somewhere. Buses are generally a problem. The problem is we don't have enough workers to do the thing that we want to do. We cannot build another one. Okay, that's fine. Let's fix that right now. These excavators over here, they're lovely, but we're not going to use them for a little while. So let's just get a road depot nearby. How about right there? That looks perfect. Back you up nice. Put you in here because we can still use them for terraforming. Terraforming means, but we don't have to use them for anything else. Now I would like to use this bus stop, not bus stop, that's a construction office, buddy. Got it. This construction office down here and just fill it up with some buses for right now, until we have something better going on. How the buses over here? That's 4 passengers, not good enough. 30. I actually like the sound of 30. You can go 40 kilometers per hour. The buses over here have a 45 and 45 miles per hour. 45 miles per hour is much better. This one is more attractive to me because it doesn't have to pick up as many workers as it can all the time. The golden one, sure. Let's get 4 of you, assign this building as our construction source, and then add that construction office to group 2. Why? Because buses are special. Buses will always be special. They will have more functionality for you than some other vehicles can have. So I just want to make sure that the workers only go to places where we want them. I don't want them in places, for example, road construction, which actually triggers another thing. Once we start building things out here really excessively, our customs houses will actually overflow. So it's not a bad idea to actually get started while we're building the other things to get a couple more roads done here and there. I did see a couple gravel trucks just parking here, so instead of having them park there and not do anything useful, why not use them for something useful? Yeah, that's a great idea. All we need now is a couple more steel and board units, and the first construction office is done. Great, that's what we wanted, and I think there is the crane here that will get picked up eventually. Wonderful. What should we do now? Let's first move our resources around. These are Roosevelt trucks, dump trucks to be more specific. They don't need to be in the free construction office anymore. What do we have over here? We have mostly Roosevelts, but then there is this covered hole that we will need at some point, but not right away. So we're going to move them over as well. Again, these are all dump trucks. Dump truck, very, very dump truck centric is really what I'm trying to say. Here we have an open hull, not a covered hull. Very good. And we're going to move just the dump trucks over here again. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that so I can actually get the... oh, I can change the color of this building. Beautiful. Red. Oh, you can actually match them to the color of the vehicles that you have. That would be pretty cool. Anyways, I am matching these guys over here. Now, you can tell me, and I kind of know this, but I'm kind of ignoring it, that if you have your source close to the construction office, it's better for you. Yes, sure, but I have no other means for this. Plus, I will start using this customs house relatively soon for the next activities that I wanna get through. So I don't mind having this be this close. Well, this far away, I should say, from the customs house. But there are better ways to make all of this happen. But for right now, we just need to get started somewhere. You do need 2 construction offices to handle repairs because they cannot repair themselves. That's how it works. So you will need some extra construction buildings no matter what you do. So just place them in a place where you actually feel good about them. I feel good about this one. So my dump trucks are in this construction office. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want my dump trucks in construction office 3. Cool. What are you assigned to? You're assigned to that one. We have 2 pieces of road already done. This one is going to get built, and these guys are already on some level of activity going through here. That's not bad. Let's start... Actually, I like this. There are a couple excavators here that we don't necessarily need anywhere else. So here's what I'm going to do. I would like to go back to my group 3, then group 1, assign construction office, unassign this one. The one that we had over here is no longer available. That's good. And then assign this construction office to group 3. Group 3 has mostly dump trucks. So dump trucks and excavators generally get along pretty nicely. So what I would like to do is get as much of the easy construction done in this area with the dump trucks and the excavators that we have available. At some point you will run into places where you cannot use a dump truck or an excavator because there's not enough room. But right now most of these items are relatively short and very doable with the materials, with the vehicles that we have. Plus we have 4 excavators already sitting here, so they should be able to do the job that we would like them to handle. Great. Are you going to finish this one? Probably very soon. Let's see. Great. Done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So this one I would like to get some of the open hulls in. I know we have a couple, but let's get a couple more. I want to keep it big. The small ones are tempting because they're a little faster, but I think volume is more important than being able to drive the extra long distance that we have here multiple times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would I want to go with that? And then I would actually not mind having a couple more covered holes available. 3.2 versus this. 3.2, this one's actually good for covered holes. So let's get 2 of those. And then I just would like to move 2 more over here. So this one is nice and full. This construction office is special because it is more sophisticated. You don't need it for everything, but you need it for enough things where you, well, don't want to assign it to the road construction crew. So that's what we're going to do here. Let's unassign all of the constructions that it thought it had going on and make you part of construction office group 1. Cool. Get that one assigned. Done. You know what the next thing that we need to do is? It is this friend out here, because once this one is loaded, we can have some mechanisms closer to the city that should make building anything much, much simpler. So that should be exciting. This one, we don't have that many dump trucks yet, and honestly, we will need a lot. So I'm going to go a little bit overboard here. Looks like we have 8, 10. It also says 10 right there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. 17, 18, 19 maybe, and the rest can be concrete mixers for right now because we will need a bunch of those as well. I know that we have a couple extra ones sitting right here, but they are not my highest priority at this moment. Let's get a couple excavators out here. They will block us driving wise just for a very short period of time, but I think it will be worth it. And once we're done with these roads, I can actually get started on these bridges because they're also very, very important. But for right now, you should see that most of the construction should be going on without any real hiccups. Something else that is relatively important, I like that the excavator just got pretty much done with everything I wanted it to do really fast. Something that's very important to analyze or to understand is you want to look at the vehicles that are not doing something. If you have a lot of those, that could be a signal for you should give them something to do. And then you also have to understand or judge by looks of things what is currently being used and what's not, because most of these guys are relatively busy. Looks like we have an open hull here, and the only crane at this point, we're going to expand that extensively, but not right away. There's the only crane sitting right there. But yes, the crane is actually part of this crew, which is great. How many of our gravel trucks do we currently have parked? They're parked here. This is why we have to actually change something and get to this custom. So I'm just trying to avoid this road right now, but maybe you just start that right now. Stop going there and send you to this one. It's a little further right away, but we should have this road, this bridge done relatively quickly once we get this little gravel road done right here. And once this gravel road is done, we can get to the next phase of completing a couple more roads to the city to make us a little faster, and all of that is good overall for everyone. Great. Construction office 1, I would like you to focus on this. 2 is buses with workers, definitely need that. And 3 is going to be our road construction crew, whatever you need here. Just get that assigned. Looks great. Down here, I think we are mostly... Let's see, construction office 3. Yeah, we're mostly dependent on getting some buses in to get the short pieces of work done. There will be parts that do not allow mechanisms on construction site. There's no symbol here. If you go over here, mechanisms are allowed, mechanisms are not allowed. How is that determined? It's generally the length of the segment that you're trying to build. If the segment is too short, you have to use buses, and that's what I'm doing right here, just to get some of these things done. In the very near future, I am very hopeful that we get... is that one? Yeah, that's one. It's not assigned to anything yet. In the very near future, I will turn this one into a gravel road, but we're not quite ready for that yet. But we have a lot of trucks sitting here, so more gravel road is required. Let's get that all done. How about we do this one now? That looks good. And maybe just continue on this side, because there is another connection to the construction office that just got completed. Perfect. And you just blocked your excavators from here. Also perfect. What are you going to do with this? I'm not sure yet, but construction office 3, can you please... I'm not sure how construction office 3 is actually going to get to this one, but can you get most of these things done ASAP? That would be super. I think we just want to utilize these guys, so let's get a quick shortcut. Build a little bit of dirt road in here, just so they can actually connect to the thing. Take that one out. We can also stop construction on the other road, but that's not that fun. Let's bring you over here, and then this one, for right now, honestly, I will leave you to be assigned to anything, because I don't think these will go to any places that are not, that don't have a chance to actually get completed at that point. So I'm just going to leave that alone. Construction of 3 again. Let's get a couple more things in here and see how our bridge is doing. Bridge is doing just fine. We just need an excavator doing that thing, and they are doing just that. Not a lot of vehicles sitting around here. Those are honestly good things. That's what I want to see. I don't want a lot of vehicles doing stupid things. Speaking of stupid things, it looks like our mini rail crane is done. That's what we wanted. I cannot send it here. It is so annoying. I cannot sell this vehicle easy. I can only sell it like this for paying money. I have to pay to get rid of it, but that's fine because it's worth it, because I really only want one rail construction crane being available here, and that is this track builder, the Weimar Dampfkran. Perfect. Used vehicle. Okay. I didn't realize I clicked the wrong button, but it's free. Wear and tear is 38%. Eventually it has to be repaired, but that is fine. Which then also means the buses that are actually going here. Let's see if we can find you. Also, I see a thing that I wanted to fix. Get rid of this one. Turn this one into gravel road. This one into gravel road, and tell our gravel road experts to do something about that. Great. They can still go through there. There's just a little piece. And while we're here, we may as well turn most of this roundabout into gravel road, because that will matter eventually too. And the faster we're done in this area with making any funny upgrades, the better for us. Trust me. Okay. You, bus, got you. Talk to the line instead of moving just the... Well, looks like you're set too high. There we go. Let's set you to the full amount, and then we should be good. I think we may run out of coal relatively soon, and I'm pretty sure I removed the coal truck from our earlier operations because I wasn't thinking straight. I should have just allowed it to continuously go back and forth. I did use a bigger dump truck now. That's probably not necessary, but whatever. Just do what you need to do. And because I can, I would like you to spend some NATO money, because why not? Get some coal, bring that here, unload, wait until unloaded. That looks good, and go. I think we have the same situation with water. Yes, we're full, but eventually a water truck is actually going to cause trouble there. No, a water truck is still going back and forth. They're wasting a little bit of fuel. I think it's okay. Great. So let's fill this one in with some stuff. I do like seeing this. Having these guys already waiting to do the next construction of a little bit of gravel here is actually a super duper advantage for us, because if we don't have that, nothing gets done. But if we can get a lot of those gravel trucks just sitting at the ready, that's super good for us. Make this a high priority item, please. Really all we need is a little bit of time and then some asphalt. Perfect, that's what I wanted to see. How are we doing over here? I think it will be time to turn that one and that one into gravel road as well. Slowing things down right now is not that bad. Slowing things down later when you really need them is when you have to look out for them. Looks like there's a little bit of work needed right there, and all of the other things are actually already done. This is super exciting for me. Cool. Yeah, there's more footpaths. You gotta build these at some point. You cannot neglect them, so make sure that you get to these as soon as you can, otherwise you will have other trouble later on. And having these footpaths done relatively early also enables you relatively early on to get more construction projects worked on in your city, which I would argue is a good thing. So let's not underestimate that. Well, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to fill in this guy. Okay, let's fill in that guy with some useful mechanisms. Got it. I need 2 open halts that are relatively speedy, not have a super big what is it, coverage? No, capacity, that's the word. So let's see, open haul, very good. We have 31 versus 45 versus 42, but you can only load 1.5 tons, and this one is the one that I really care about. Let's make you red. 1, 2. Thank you. Over here, don't buy used this time. I would like a tower crane. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be a good number to get started with for what we're trying to do here. Let's get those 2 red, well, not construction vehicles, but vehicles that will pick up the tower cranes from over here and bring them all the way to our office. And once they have picked up both the tower cranes, they will actually become part of the office crew. So that is neat. How's it going over here? We don't have excavators out there to do anything nice, but that's fine. You are probably getting asphalt delivered as we speak, but things just have to get done a little faster, so that's all good. Cool. As long as the vehicles are driving, we're not doing terrible, and constructions are getting done, which also means we're not doing terrible. I'm surprised to see that we don't have that many. Well, we have two cranes already here. I need the 4 and 5. There you go. You, sir, please come over here, and then you, sir, also please come over here because you're part of the party now. You did great. We don't need this building right now, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Otherwise, I will just forget and we're like, wait, shouldn't we have another free road depot available somewhere? And the answer to that may surprise you. Okay, these guys seem to be good to go. And then I have a curiosity, a thing that I would... Wow, this is actually done. Cool. Then I have a thing that I would really like to get started on. Let's turn this off. Let's turn this on. Set you out here, and this one is effectively done. This one's also effectively done. Construction office. Number 2, can you help with these pieces? Because the buses are a little closer to that than our construction office 3 crew. They'll be fine. You go. Okay. Can you just get this one done, please, so our vehicles can actually start driving through here? That would be super awesome. Great. That looks like what I wanted it to do. We need a little bit more gravel, though. That's fine. Okay, what's the next thing that I want to do? It actually is high on my list of turning on our farms. I heard that technically the good vehicles won't be available until 1932, but we should be able to get started at least planting something. And if I just have to get some vehicles, get rid of some vehicles, that's not the end of the world for me. So I would like to get all of these started. This one honestly is not that high priority. Should you just turn these off again? I'm gonna go with yes. Let's turn these off again. Why? Because this is a cow well, it's a livestock haul range. That one produces biowaste. Biowaste over here in an open storage turns over time into a biofertilizer or solid fertilizer, which you can put on your fields. Great. So we just have to put a couple cows in here. However, nothing will do anything until you're supplying water and power. So the only really two things that we have to build right now are these two buildings. And once they are being built, and I think that we'll get active help from these guys, we're ready to go. Hope that all makes sense. You are too full. Okay, let's fix you. Get rid of that, do this, and then this is the supply construction office. It had a couple excavators in it, but it's mostly there for buildings. So I'm actually going to assign it to the building group, which is currently just a bus office. Now it has a normal construction office too. Get that assigned to here, and I would expect a couple vehicles to actually head that way relatively soon. Great. Well done. Okay. We're currently not constructing anything here because I actually turned off this, but I do only want one rail construction or one rail line to actually get constructed here, so don't be overzealous on that at all for right now. That'd be great. Cool. How are we doing here? We need some workers to help with that connection right there. Probably need some workers to help with this connection right here. We can make that work. And then I think we're off to... Most of the things are kind of working. Construction Office 3, are you assigned to all the things that I would like you to be assigned to? Yes, you are. And then we need to build these two. Great. So at this point, you're actually getting to a point where you can say, well, we can probably remove some of these. There are 2 buses and 2 open hulls sitting here. I don't think I mind if we become part of the larger construction office crew over here, because the more of these guys that I can remove, the better for me. There's one crane still sitting here with the yaw open. Honestly, I think I'm just going to do this. Get you assigned to this one, and then we add an extra crane to our new construction office that already has a handful of cranes. Now we have a new open hull that can move them around a little faster, maybe. Let's get you out there. Because then we can also send the rest of these guys, which are just cement trucks, to nothing, because everything else is full. Got it. I don't want to get rid of them yet, so that's empty, that has 2, that's empty, that's empty, that's empty. Great. You know what you can do with empty construction offices? You could just leave them here, because they're not hurting anything right now. Yes, really demolish. But down the road, you may still find some need for them. I just want to make sure that if I want to build some in some other places, I don't have to think about where they are. So this should get me there for now, I think. What do you guys need? You're mostly graveling. Okay, you need more concrete and more gravel. Got it. Should I build another concrete situation over here? I don't think so. But what I do think is... So these guys are doing something. Great. What about the city? Well, all of our dumpers... No, not all of our dumpers. We have some gravel trucks sitting right there not doing anything. So I think what I would like to do, because it looks like all of our other gravel roads are actually completed already. Don't know why you're not just turning right here, but that's okay. I would like to turn the rest of the city gravel roads, or dirt roads, into real gravel roads. So how about we get started on that right now? Get as far as you can. Probably this is fine. And then I can see that this guy still is around. There was a fire station here at some point that's no longer required. So let's build as much as you can for this. Construction Office 3, that would be great. And if we're in the area, we may as well start doing something similar here. Okay, that's just one, that's one, that's one, this is one, before we start doing anything crazy on the farms. So that should work. Get those in there. How about this piece? You know what? Let's start with that piece. It'll be fine. It will be fine, probably. Cool. All right, while they're doing that, what should you do? That's an excellent question. I'm always looking at this one. If there's not much going on here, I'm very tempted to send them in to build some other vehicles. but they will start getting busy here very soon once we have a little bit more concrete actually being delivered to our 2 farms. So I'm not all that concerned about their problems. They just don't have that much assigned to them, where our road construction office with gravel has a ton assigned to them. And I'm almost tempted to add more gravel trucks, because where are they? Are they all here? Where are they going? Oh, they're going to the fuel station down there. Interesting. And then you're going back to the construction site. So maybe they would appreciate if there's a refueling spot closer to the border. That's possible. I would also appreciate to not have this one get blocked. You're the coal guy, aren't you? Yes, you're the coal guy. Don't wait until unloaded. That's important. The other two, sure, but not the coal guy. Okay. How's this one going? You have gravel, you don't have mechanisms. Got it. You have what you're supposed to do. There are a couple excavators sitting right here because I really assigned everyone to it. So yeah, we just really need concrete, and concrete is coming in form of 4 concrete mixes. Is that all we have? If I only put 4 in here, I put 5 in here, that's not sufficient. All right, build another construction office quick is the real answer to this. It's very possible that these construction offices will get removed, not in the so distant future, but I would prefer to just have them anyways. For right now, that should make my life a little easier. So 2, 3, and 1, make this one high priority, and we'll see how fast things can actually get completed here, because it's just resources and workers. That's all. Let's see, can we get an angle? Yes, we can. You remember earlier when I just removed some of the construction offices and said, I don't know what I want to do with this one yet, but usually it works out for the better if I have a couple of construction offices available. Well, right now I found a place where I actually want them, because there's not enough construction getting completed inside the city on the road construction. So what I would like to do is give this one the opportunity to do everything road related and footpaths related. Auto search is fine, and all I have to do here is to get a couple friends from the NATO side over, so we can actually get the roads done in this area, even if there are some high priority items in the vicinity. There we go. There's an excavator already doing things. That's all I really wanted to see there. Wonderful. Construction office 3. Yep, we should be able to continue down this road. Relatively easy, and those guys should be able to show up in all of those places. This doesn't need to be a gravel road, but I mean, I already set it up to be one, so we may as well. How are you guys doing? You mostly need some bricks and some boards, and once those arrive, wow, they actually picked up a crane for I don't know what reason. There were 2 here, and then 1 went away. But yeah, they're going through the last few pieces of those materials. But I'm assuming we're also in the construction phase on the farms, so this is a little slower. That's just how it works. A couple more bricks. Come on, who's gonna bring them? Not you, not you, not you. I feel like we have a lot of open hulls at this point, but maybe I split this one up into concrete and open hulls. 8 and 8? Probably 10 and 6. 10 and 6 sounds a little more reasonable, if that is the thing that we have to consider. So there we go. Got a little bit of that. Now we need some workers to show up. Where's my bus? 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 There's a bus parked out there. There's some workers. There we go. Okay, last phase. this is where it gets really exciting, right? Right. Totally. This is exciting stuff, not just necessary stuff. I get it. Do you know what I don't appreciate? When my construction offices just sit here idling and not doing anything. So there's an easy way to fix that. Give them something to work. So let's start making some roads, or turning some roads into what they need to be down the road, which in this case is gravel roads. This all looks good. Yes, you can probably go all the way out to here. Construction office 3, make sure that you collect or select the correct options first. You can start on that side, and then you can actually start on this side as well, because why not? Looks like there's a road over here that needs to be done. And that should get them started on things. Obviously, there are more gravel paths that need to be completed. all over the place. I'm assuming that this one needs to be assigned to a bus route. Not a problem. Also bus right here. And then these guys. Okay, and bus for 2 of them. That one and that one? Cool. Yeah. Get those assigned so they actually go out here, and we have the excavators already here. That should be able to help everything that we have, and most of these construction pieces should be long enough to actually allow an excavator in there. That's good, and this is what I want to see. I don't want any of our dump trucks to stay home. Now, what I don't know is why do the dump trucks go around there, not around here, to get... That was weird. Why would they take that route? Seriously, do you see that? There's no good reason for them to go that route unless... No, there is no good reason for them to take that route. They should all take this route. It looks like the open halts take that route. Maybe these dump trucks are too slow. Is it? Is that it? The Roosevelt T40, your gravel, your high speed is 31 kilometers per hour is slower than the speed on the dirt road over there, but once it rains, there's a different problem. Yeah, I would just prefer if you run the other way, but obviously I can't apparently force you right now, so that is just the way it is. Who's not assigned to this? Everyone is assigned to this. It is set to high priority. I just need a couple buses to show up and do a couple things here for me. Maybe we can make that happen relatively soon. Those look like they're relatively busy right now, but that's fine. Can you get this done? Someone? Is someone heading here? Who's the bus? There's the bus. Is that going to be enough? Yes. Okay, remember what you were trying to do from here. Gravel trucks is probably fine. Concrete. You wanted some extra help with concrete. So let's see, a concrete mixer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you wanted some more of the open halts potentially, but you weren't quite sure if that was actually what you wanted to do. So we're going to leave that alone. You can go here, and I will actually allow you to go to this construction office. Customs house. It's a customs house. It's not a construction office. All right. To do the things that you need to do. Let's see. Construction on these buildings needs to be continuing. It looks like it's doing just that. Road-wise, looks like there's more stuff to do now. Wonderful. Yep, get those things done. Probably need a bus for this, and so on. It looks like at this point we're almost in 1932. That's good. We're getting into a good groove. Not everything is perfect, but we're completing some buildings. We are completing the roads that need to be completed. We are getting our footpaths in, which without the footpaths, we really can't do all that much in the city down the road because dirt footpaths are just not worth it. So if you want to do something, you want to make sure that you do get the gravel footpaths because they have a much longer walking distance that you can get through. So they are very important to have. We could start looking into constructing some of the city core buildings. I'm not sure that we're quite there yet, especially since I have other higher priorities today, but in the near future that will probably change. So just keep an eye on that and see if you have other places that need construction done when you're in the area. But this looks good for now. So with that looking good, and we have enough stuff assigned and enough places or enough vehicles actually doing something useful, I feel... Oh, farm is done. Cool. First farm is done. Great. What do you have assigned to yourself? You have assigned to yourself some of the buildings that I wanted. It has too many actually assigned, which is not great. I'm a little curious if they start sharing them in just a second, but I'm not sure that that's actually going to happen. So let's just give it a minute. But we can start just fertilizing some fields because once they're fertilized, they can start growing, and that's good. Again, I don't know when we should expect the better tractors, but there's a combine. Great. That's for later. This is a 12 kilometer per hour tractor, just not good enough. This one is a 20 kilometer power tractor. That's what I would like to use. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because at some point we said the approximate ratio is 1 combine to 2 tractors to 3 trucks. In 1932, it may be more than that, but it's a starting point that we can do here. So 4 of these tractors can show up and help us do a couple things. Looks like we got a couple buses full of workers heading this way, so maybe this farm can get completed too, and we can just get a couple more tractors on it as well. And then right after that, we can start focusing on the next part. Let's give you different color blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Really quick before I forget, because I will. Let's add a gas station. Free gas station, of course. That should help with refueling the farms while we don't have power. And power is probably a good segue, because power is definitely one of the things that we will need very soon, and we haven't set it up yet. So that is the thing that has to happen. What did you take in terms of farms? Good. You took, I don't know when this changed, but you apparently took a couple automatic overrides from there. And this one still has the ones over here, and I'm hoping that these will just get assigned to the right farm eventually. But right now, they're assigned good enough for government work, so we may as well just leave it like that. You guys are happy? Cool. So I'm not going to interfere with you. It looks like here is a little more road construction that could happen. Let's just turn all of this into the correct road, so we don't have to do anything funky later. Construction office 3, that will be this one, and you cannot get to this side. That makes sense, because you have to get through that first. That's fine. We'll just lose a little bit of access from these guys, but I'm not sure that that is a big deal. Okay, so they can do this. We can do the next part. What is the next part? There are a couple next parts, and I see that we have some excavators sitting right here. Oh, these vehicles. Oh, they're not busy. Okay. Let's get some high voltage power lines connected. Cool. How are we going to do that? We need the high voltage switch. You can just use this one. It's fine. I'm going to try to use the high voltage switch right here. Why? Because if you want to use it, effectively down the road, you need to place it in a place that has two or more sources. One doesn't matter. One source right now is the border. We can get some power from them. The other source could be any power plant that we connect to this thing. It just has to be the first connection through the network. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. But setting it up this way actually gives us an opportunity to A, connect it to the border, and then later on replace the border connection, and then eventually potentially even export power instead of importing power. There's no rule that you can't do it. Power lines that we have available here is 6, 4, and 8, and I'm picking 8. Why? Because the highest voltage consumer that we have in the area are these few factories, the only industries that we have. And this one consumes, if you look at the max wattage on the circuit breaker, 330 kilowatts, a third of a megawatt. We only have the small wires available, 1.2 megawatts, but we're just using a third, so 2/3, and then the fabric factory almost actually uses nothing. Not sure that that is right, but it only uses 60 kilowatts. So we're using less than 1 megawatt on these guys. We only have the large pipe available, so we're going to start with 8 in, but then the connection to the city, I'm probably going to go down to 4 because I don't think that we actually need that much power. But there we go. This is where we're going to start, and I think this is fine. I do like relatively straight lines for my power lines. There just is one problem, which is I don't think there's an easy way to get around this one. I would call this relatively easy. Okay, well, if that is relatively easy, I don't want to take up too much of our real estate that we have in that area. So if you want to build small industry here or here, we still have some room. But this one should get us started at least. I like it. Cool. Let's assign that construction to group 1, 2, and I guess 3 as well, because there's a little bit of concrete that we at least need in this area. And they can get started on that because they were just sitting here being lazy. That's not helpful. All right. Looks like you are getting the last pieces of road done here. This road is already done. Very good. You're starting to construct that. Very good. This piece of road is effectively done. You just have to get the last few pieces in. Cool. Number 3, you can get back to that one now. You can also get out to here, and you can get out to here. Okay. I think this is good. Utilities are next. Are you sure? Just looking around. Another thing I will throw out is you may not want to start building real buildings too soon. Earthquakes cause fires. Fires can be started at any time in any building. There's no limit on that, so just be prepared that once you have buildings that can burn down, there is a good chance that they actually will burn down. So don't just hope that everything will be fine. Sometimes it's good to just sit tight for a little while, so don't overdo that. But let's see here. I would like to upgrade everything up to here effectively. There we go. Construction office 3. Get me your trucks. Those look good. Those look good. Here we're almost done. There's a little bit of road left, and you are effectively assigned to all the places that I want you to, and these guys are just working. Looks good. That's exactly what I need. There's a little bit more gravel road that can be completed right here, so we may as well make that happen. 3 is gravel crew, and then 2 is the bus crew for these two, maybe for that one as well. Got it. Okay, let's do more utility work. One of the big ones will be utility for getting rid of your sewage. You don't want to get too far with your sewage because it costs money to make it. And the sewage realm of what we can actually pollute here has a limit. I'm not surprised if it would go to 1,000 meters, but hopefully it doesn't go that crazy. So there's a 600 meters for pollution, but all we really want to do is pump a little bit of the city pollution in, and then a little bit of the industry pollution from right there. So I hope that right in this spot is good enough for our sewage dump to sit. If I'm wrong, it's going to be very expensive, but I think we may be just barely okay with this. As you can see, there are some disagreements on who I have available to help me build this. So let's help ourselves by doing a quick free road depot. Put that anywhere. Go borrow one of the excavators. Doesn't have to be a fancy one. Where are you going? You're going to unfinished road. Great. Where are you going? You're going to unfinished road as well. Can you all just unfinished road a little faster, please? There's just no gravel coming that way yet. Okay, that's fine. You know what's a little faster? Because we will need another one anyways. I may as well just get one here and wait until that one shows up. So that one showed up. Wonderful. Let's use it. It should be close enough for doing this thing. But yeah, it's really just a... Well, you have to do it anyways. So we may as well do this as right as we can. Let's see. One excavator should be enough to make this work. But it's gonna fight you the whole way. Yep, you're right. Let's press F2 and see what if there's anything else we can do here. It usually likes a little bit of flat spot down low. We do have excavators that have the bulldozer functionality, so I'm just going to use this. Oh no, we have 3 excavators available. I'm going to use this to build a little bit of a plateau. I don't know if you can tell, but the problem is that the game mechanic has a lot of... There we go. Has a lot of rocks sitting right behind us, and rocks are notoriously terrible to terraform, so don't try to terraform your rocks too much. But let's see if this will get us there. We do have access to road and footpath connections. Thank you, community update. I don't know how many people were involved in that. Serious Check was one of the people that was involved in that. But I'm glad they actually showed up here because they are very helpful. Not helpful enough to get this thing in one try. Okay. See? Easy. Totally worked. Eventually. Took me a little longer than I would have liked to, but it's in now. Are you gonna get out here? No. You have to go super short distances, even if it says too steep. You always have the chance to use some other footpath pieces, but honestly, they don't always help me all that much. So let's see if we can make this footpath behavior do something useful. Average or terrain smooth? There we go. Is that good enough? And usually you don't need a lot. Usually you just need enough. Come on. I can see you want to be built here. You just want to be difficult for reasons. There we go. Ha! Easy. Easy peasy. No problem at all. Okay, let's stay on this side of this field, so we just cut into the corner a little bit. That's fine. And we're going to go all the way back here. Construction office 3, that is your friend. That was the first part of the next part. What's the next part of the first part? The next part of the first part will be the part where we try to build the rest of the sewage and water infrastructure that we don't currently have, which will be super duper exciting, obviously. Getting a couple smaller pieces assigned to Construction Office 2, who has the buses. Number 3, these should be all ready to go. This one should be ready. Those ones right here. Those ones right here. You don't have to micromanage these if you don't want to. You can just let it all assigned as is, and eventually all the vehicles, all the things will get done. It does help sometimes to do this a little more organized. Speaking of organized, I think we're at a place where Construction Office 1 is really not doing all that much, so you may as well get started on a couple buildings. Maybe this one, this one, just to get a couple on the way. Should get us in a pretty good spot. There's a small spot right here that we need. There is a piece of garbage. There's a piece of garbage. That all needs to be done. Cool. So while they're doing that, let's do sewage, power, and the rest. Okay. First things first. This building has to be in range of water, and it's not. So I know that these two are not in a good place. I know I placed them at some point, and they're just placed badly. So let's get rid of them. Place them again, because I don't think it's a big difference to what it was before. All we need to know is that sewage can be accessed from all the place, and I kind of like this one. I can see the light brown line going to the bottom of the screen, so I know that that is connected to the cow feeding hall, probably. Yeah, let's go with that. And the water substation over here. I would like you to point the other way, so I'm going to do T to flip the road, the footpath access around, but this one does the same thing. It just needs to be in range of all the things. Great. With that in mind, let's figure out how we're going to run our sewage. Right here, we're at 11 meters. Got it. Over here, there's a sewage probably in this area at 10 meters, so I need some collection zone. Oh, before I forget, there are two industries here that also need sewage connections. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So I think what we can do, relatively easy, is this. Get me a sewage switch somewhere here that is lower than the lowest point of the network so far, which was 10 point some meters out there. So what I'm going to do is get our single excavator right here, kind of like this zone, and get you lower. 9 and 8 meters, all of those are fine. Then we will add our sewage switch right here. We know that our actual connection is somewhere in that realm. Should be like this. Somewhere in that realm is. I will have to connect to this thing eventually. Then we're going to use a quick dirt footpath to get you connected to the world. That looks good. Then let's check all our things. And honestly, I do know that there's a connection here that we need. There are 2 connections here that we need and 1 there. If you do your math, you will see that we need at least 4 connections. This one only has 3, so we need 1 more place after this, between somewhere in between the heights that we have. And I like to place an extra sewage switch. This should probably be fine. I like to place an extra sewage switch because I generally forget a thing that are really needed to make things actually work. So having an extra one here does make me feel better. The sewage pipe that we're going to connect is, I am tempted to just let this one be the large pipe. I think that will be good, which means there should be a connection from a large pipe to a normal pipe from there. And then I will actually use a large pipe to connect to our city. Will it need a large pipe? I don't know. But having a large pipe is better than not having a large pipe. Down here, I am pretty confident that we're not going to need more than the small pipes, so we're just going to connect them like this, and that can be assigned. Beautiful. That's sewage. Sewage is that easy. Yep, let's do water. Water. We have most of the things already done. You're kind of connecting into water stuff out here. Let's see. Gravel. This is all fine. They're doing the things that I want them to do. Great. Yeah, we have water coming in here. Speaking of water, can you get started? Number 1, 2, 3 on this. And then this. Some infrastructure, because why not? Looks like they can actually get out here on the footpath, so that's great. But yeah, we have water coming in. This is going to be dirty water. Then we're going to treat it with some chemicals right here, and then we have to store it somewhere. I highly recommend that you store stuff in water towers, because they allow you to take the water that you just produced and put a little bit of pressure on it via adding pumps. And once you have pumps, it's relatively easy to get the water wherever you want it to go. So let's make sure that that is all in place. I think I'm gonna plop this water pump right here. That looks good. Then we're just gonna use the medium water pipe, because that's all we have available size-wise from the sewage pipes. And this should all be fine. How much water are we gonna get out of this? Honestly, you don't know how much you're gonna get, so we're just gonna cancel those plans and make this a large pipe. Doesn't cost that much more, and it's more future-proof. Cool, that one's connected. Great. Let's get a water switch connected here. Something like... I don't like most of the connections. Our water is right there. That's where I want to go with this. We only have 2 splitters on here, so I don't want to waste those, because we also need 1, 2, 3 connections here for water, and then we need just 1 for the city. So let's split up the city. Maybe here? Sure. There's good enough. You get a footpath. Then the city is going to get a medium... No. The first part is going to get a large water pipe, because we want to split out the water that we have available. And then the actual city that we have here is going to get a medium water pipe. Good. You will also get a medium water pipe. To the switch? No, do the large one. I don't think we need one. You haven't even built a switch yet. Okay, let's build a switch first. Water switch near the industries. Put one here. That looks good. Get me a large pipe. Nope. Nope, because when you do that, you have to split this one out into multiple water reservoirs or water thingies, and you really don't need that. So we're just going to go with the medium pipe here. This one can carry 55 cubic meters of water, and if we look at our industries, this one wants to consume 11. Yep. So there's not all that much needed, which means you can go here, you can now go here, and you can go here. Something that you have to consider is you don't actually have to build these pipes yet. I'm just building the network that we have them when we need them for later. Cool. Speak and have and when you need them. How about some power? Good call. Where do you want to put power? I kind of like this spot. So let's make that work. Cool. Where is it? I need the power transformer. Yes, we will get the power coming from this side. I'm pretty sure about that. So it's just going to hook that up that way. That looks good. Construction on this one can just be dirt. I don't think there's any need for a gravel road. So that should be fine. And let's get this connected. We know that these together will use less than 1 megawatt of power. So there's no reason to go super crazy on this one. So I'm actually going to use the smallest wire we have available for this part of our republic. And we'll see how that goes. I feel like there's not really other infrastructure in the way here. But the game is making this more difficult than it needs to be. Like, look at this. There's nothing there. There's not even a piece of road that it should be complaining about. But no, it's just being extremely difficult for no reason. I can't get through here. Like, seriously. I would like to have a pass that just gets me to the other side of this. If I come from here, does it work? Nope. There is other infrastructure in the way, but there really, really isn't. Trust me, I looked, I checked, I triple checked 20 times. There's nothing here. Well, are you gonna go underground then? I don't like underground wires. I really just don't. You could move this one back a little bit, and then that's probably the easiest fix for what your problem is right now. Okay, got it. Clothing factory. Road and factory connections I need closer on this side. I'm gonna be trying to feed into the other side a little too much. Something like this, as long as this still connects, it does still connect. And then the road connection right here, there was a leftover piece of road. That's exciting. Let's see if we can get our wires here. Sure. Okay. Put one there. Still won't let me do this. Silly. Ah! This is so stupid. I don't like it. I guess you're gonna go here to go here. I don't love it, but if that's the way it's gonna be, that's the way it's gonna be. It's fine. Where do you want to go? This side, and then you just kind of want to go there. Done. Is that pretty? No, I don't like this zigzag, but that construction office is definitely in the way. Now that we have that done, let's get the connections in. Looks like we don't have a substation actually sitting here yet, so let's fix that. Honestly, yeah, the dirt road is probably fine here. That one is connected to all the things. That's good. You got a real road. We don't want that. Let's make it just a dirt road. There we go. And then turn it into the wire that we need. And we only have one wire available unless we go underground. And I don't really like underground wires. So this is the one that we're going to use. Oh, come on. Let me... don't like it. Start from this side. That side is just a teeny bit better. There you go. Cool. Build that. Construction 1. Oopsies. 1. 1. 1. 2 can get the same thing. And 2 also needs this one. And that one's already done. So technically power should be coming in already. Okay, so that's A. B will be this. Connect. There's a power line coming from here. Okay, go in the middle. Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle. Go to the corner and then come down here. Yep, got it. Tricked it. Okay, all the way out here. That's fine. Then you just kind of skirt this existing thing into there. That looks great. We have another one sitting right here. That one can just join up effectively on the same pylon. And then this is a trick that I like to use. Not really a trick. It's just a... as long as you don't overdo how many you put in the same place, it doesn't look awful. They don't look amazing, but it looks better than having 50 of these all over the place in different areas, different angles. So I like doing this. I would not go past 3 pylons in one spot. You cannot use the grid system for this because there's only 1 pixel available per item, and the grid system actually forces you exactly onto one spot. So this doesn't actually work because it will say there's already some other infrastructure in that place. So there you go, just in case you're curious. You would come down here and then go over. This one sucks terribly bad if you misdone one of them and need to just remove a little bit of wire. Good luck with that. So do this right the first time. Okay, we got that in. Construction office 1. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Get those done. Awesome sauce. What else do we need? I think there's a little bit of footpath here. Probably a little more footpath there with this one as well. Looks like you're starting to build things over here. That looks good. Construction office 3. I clicked the wrong button again. Luckily, you can do this now. That wasn't a thing for way too long, but luckily now that's a thing. That one assigned. Construction office 3. My bulldozer is on the same number as my construction group 3, which is why it's causing trouble most of the time. You go here, you go here. You're already done there. Very good. These are done. You're getting your stuff sewn. I think we're good. I think at this point, it's really just, you gotta wait for a little bit. So we may be back in a couple episodes when more things are done. Rail-wise, we're getting all the way down here. I wasn't even sure that I'm gonna complete this. So let's demolish this. I don't know what we're gonna do with this one yet either. So I am okay with this pausing, which means we don't have to continuously waste NATO dollars. So NATO dollars, yeah, that makes sense. So we're going to leave that one alone and just send it to the parking lot, but there's another one of those as well, which will be this one. And you're just going to park here until I want to turn on rail construction again, which we don't have to at this point because I don't even have the industry finalized in a way that I want to run them. So that all feels fine. Let's just get them done, and I will see you again next time. I hope you learned a couple things, a couple tricks. There is nothing that you can do when you want to play early start on the hardest settings, because all the settings really do is slow down things a lot. And that's what we're seeing right now. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.